G'day guys, welcome back. I'm behind the camera. I just wanted to show you this little guy that I did last night. I was having a play and I thought, I wonder what gold mica powder would do. And as you can see, it's just kind of all sunk down. I mean, it's quite a pretty effect actually, but it's not what I was going for. I actually wanted a gold background. Like I wanted the gold to stay on top and then just the white and grey feathers to drop. But it didn't work that way. So I'm going to have another go. I'm going to use some gold pigment paste. Same as I do with the white pigment paste, but the gold, and see if I can get a better result. Now, oh, this is my new mold I was telling you about that I've made. Because my other heart mold that I bought from eBay, it's no longer shiny. It's gone all white and matte, which means my pieces are kind of like a milky matte kind of a finish. So not good. I have to throw it out. So anyway, I've got this. I'm going to use this. I don't know if I'll use all of them. I've just filled the top 3 rows with resin, but then I don't think I've got enough coloured resin. So I've got some gold in there. It's just a gold pigment paste. So no white in this one because I don't want it to drop. Okie dokes. So it looks pretty. But yeah, I thought, I wonder what the mica powder would look like if it would work, but it didn't work. So now I'm going to do some white. I'm just going to put 2 drops of white in here. 1, 2, in you go, and 2 in this one. I'm going to add just a teensy little bit of black to make a grey. 1, 2, drops out a bit weird, kind of runs out. Okay, so that's more white, and I've got about a quarter of a little medicine cup here of the resin. I'm using the Platinum Ultra Clear. I have used a thicker resin, like a medium viscosity resin. It didn't work. My pigments didn't drop. I used like one slightly thicker than this, the Super Clear. It's a little bit thicker. It didn't work as well. And then this one's the Ultra Clear. This one's really quite thin. It's like pouring water, very drippy. It seems to work the best, because it allows the colour to drop down. And don't wait. You don't need to wait for your resin to thicken up, because you don't want it to thicken up. If it thickens up, the colour won't drop down. It'll just stay on top. So don't wait. I don't know why people are waiting. You wait to swirl. Do not wait to drop your colours. All right, so that's going to be my grey. Let me just wipe my little stick. I'm just going to put my end of my little tip. I'm not sure how much I want. I'll try that. You can always add a little bit more, I guess, just to make it a grey. See what kind of shade we get. Okay, that's dark enough, I think. So I'm going to just wipe that stick off, because it's got a little bit of black left on the stick. So clean that off, because I don't want it going any darker than that. I think that will be nice. See, I didn't want it too light, because I want a contrast between the white. I was actually thinking, what would it look like if I put some black in there as well? But then I thought, well, the black's not going to drop. It's just going to float. And I want the gold to float. So then I thought, well, I'll just see if this works first, because I was quite happy with that one that I did last night. I didn't video it. The feathers might be a little bit big on that one. I'm going to add a little bit more alcohol to see if I can get it not to drop quite as much. Okay, so those are stirred up. Just going to put some alcohol. We'll start with 10 drops, and I'm using this one, the isopropyl. It's 100% isopropanol, and I've got it in there so I can count my drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, I think that was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sometimes a couple more go in. All right, it looks really pretty, so hopefully this will work. And yeah, I'm not sure how many I will get through. I probably needed to make more color to do this many because I haven't actually used this mold before, but I just thought I'll see how far it gets me. And then if I run out of color, well, so be it. I'll just make up more next time. So I'm going to do a little test piece and see what happens. This can be my test piece. So I want my gold to float. Just keep an eye on it while I'm stirring these up. I want the gold to float and spread. Is the aim of the game. It can take a little while though to spread, you know, so it's not something that happens straight away. You know, when you drop regular alcohol inks in, like your pinata. I was thinking about using the gold pinata, but I didn't. I'll try that another time. I've just got the gold pigment paste today. To make sure that you get the white off the side, because you don't want the white dropping on its own. You're going to make sure that your sides of your little cup are all cleaned up of the white, just in case the white drops in on its own. Here we go, there's our grey. Let's see what that's going to do while I mix up the white. So depending on what it does, I'll add more white because I do want it to spread. I don't want it to drop too much because this one, as I said, it had a little bit too much feathering. I just wanted little feathers. I do like the bigger feathers. I think that's kind of my trademark. My little niche, having the bigger feathers. Other people seem to do the little tiny feathers, but they use all alcohol inks and I don't. I kind of make my own alcohol inks with pigment paste, so it's a little bit different. It's a different technique. Both beautiful though. I do want to try the other technique with just alcohol inks. So I will be doing that at some stage. Oh, what was that? Oh, there's a hair in there. Get out. So I will try that at some stage. Okay. Let's see what the white's going to do. And of course the white's small because it hasn't been sitting there as long. Now my gold isn't spreading very much. I would like it to kind of spread because I want it to go across the whole surface. Well, almost. And I don't want to add too much color this time. See how it's just packed? It's chock-a-block full of color and feathers. I want to see if I can do a little bit less so that you can see the color of the background. Let's do another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And see if that will spread a little bit more. I put, what did I do? I've got more resin in this one because I wanted the background more. I need more background, so it's got more than these. It's probably a third of a cup. I think I did 6 little drops of pigment paste. But it hasn't got white in it, so I'm not expecting it to drop. If it had white in it, it would drop. Okay, the grey. See, it's really tricky. You look at it and you go, yeah, it looks okay. It's not spreading. But then, I mean, it looks okay. It's not dropping. But then the next thing you know, you've unmolded it and it's like quite heavy with the feathering. So, I don't know. I always get stuck here. I think, oh, should I add some more alcohol to it? And then you add more alcohol and of course nothing drops because it's too light and it just floats over the top. So it's a tricky call to make. Maybe I could do half-half. Like do some, add a bit of alcohol to the remaining and then pour and then do more and just see what happens. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? I'm going to do another 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go and write that in my journal, what I've done. So I'll know for next time. If you're going to do this thing and, you know, experiment, write down what you're doing. I think it's a good idea. Because then if it works, because sometimes you go, oh, what did I do? How many drops did I put in? So write it down and then you can compare with your next one. You can say, okay, well, I added this many drops. Next time I need to add more. Or I need to add less pigment paste or more pigment paste. See, they're spreading quite a lot, those, the white and the grey. I think I'm going to leave it, you guys. Oh, I think so. I think so. In my previous ones, I would have had my little dots a tiny little bit smaller than that. The grey looks as if it's a tiny bit smaller. I'm going to add Oh, 2 went in. I'm going to add 2 to the grey. Maybe it's because I've got that teensy little bit of black in there that it's a tiny bit heavier. I don't know. Just the grey dot looks a bit smaller than the white dot. Although maybe I just put a smaller dot down. Maybe. But I'll use this one anyway, my test piece. I'll use it anyway. So, okay, so while those 2 are sitting there, the white and the grey, I'm going to get started and I'm going to start layering my gold into, it's looking, hope it's not too transparent, that gold. I can actually see, hope it's not too transparent. See, I can see the white underneath that gold. I might add a little bit more pigment paste to it because I don't want it to be, 1, 2, I don't want it to be transparent. I mean, your metallics are pretty transparent anyway. They're not, as far as I know, they're not really opaque colours. But I do want the gold as my background. I don't know whether 2 little drops is going to make much difference at all. Probably won't. Maybe it'll drop now. All right, let's just keep going, hey? Let's get going. Now I'm going to move to a little tiny spoon. And I'm just going to get started. Actually, I'll start up here because I don't know how many I'm going to be able to actually do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 6 in each to begin with. I hope it'll float. Don't think putting those 2 extra drops in is going to make terribly much difference. I hope not. It's just that those ones, see how they've spread quite a lot and they've become quite transparent. I can see the white through them. Anyway, just experimenting. If it doesn't work, I'm sure it'll still be pretty. It just means I have to do it again tomorrow. 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I want quite a lot of gold because I want it as my background. But like I said, it might not be opaque enough. We'll just have to wait and see, won't we? What it does. Okay, well, I've got enough gold, so I'm going to go down here as well. Whoops, dropped you. Oops, there's some bubbles in that one. I'll need to torch. Maybe I can just spritz with alcohol. I saw the lovely Canella. Hey, Canella. She did a video where she just spritzed the alcohol for the bubbles. Because I don't want to burn my new mould. My brand new mould that I made. I don't want to burn it. There's a hair in that one. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so maybe I can use this because it's already got a nice spray on it. So maybe I can spritz afterwards. I've got a tiny bit of gold left. Let's just clean that spoon off. Look, they're spreading. Yay. Okay. Look how big the white's got. That's a bit of a problem. Look how big it's got. It might not sink if it's that big. I wonder if I can add just a teensy little drop of white. I might do that. Just a tiny, tiny little drop of white. Because look how big it's got in comparison. Oh, that's got a bit of pink. I think my lid was a bit dirty. I'm going to be careful with your lids, hey? Make sure your lids don't get dirty. That's got a bit of pink or purple or something in it. Because that white has spread quite a lot. I'm just concerned that maybe it's not going to drop and it's going to stay up high. Wouldn't it be awful if I went through all this trouble with all of these and it didn't drop? I'm going to have to test it again. Where am I going to put you now? There. Okay, I'm happy with the grey. I'm going to go ahead with the grey. and put my grey drops in just while I keep an eye on that white. See what it's going to do. Alright, here we go. Now I don't want to overdo it with colour. I always do that. I put too much colour in and then I lose the look of the background because there's too much colour. So this time I'm really going to try and pull back on the colour. I'll try to anyway. And just see what happens. Like even if I have a little bit of clear space, just see what happens if I don't overdo the colour. Because when you, and it doesn't look much now, but then when you swirl it, the colour, that bit of grey gets dragged across and it spreads out. So then the grey's much more dominant, you know? Do you know what I mean? It's not just like you're putting in 3 drops of grey and they stay there. They spread because you've pulled your little toothpick or whatever through them and spread them out. I'll see what happens when after I've put the white in, whether I should put a little bit more grey, but I'm just going to start with 3. Probably 3 is not enough. Now, what's the white doing? I can't really tell. I can't tell because it's squished in the corner there. Oh, I think I'm just going to have to risk it. Risk it for the biscuit. Actually, I might just put in another drop. I think last time I did 6 drops of each colour. This time I'll just do 4. 6 was a bit much. See how we go with 4 drops, hey? And I'll change over to the white. And they're not very big drops, and I'm not dropping them in from up high. See if we're still taping. Yep. I'm not going to drop them in from up high. I'm not sure what that white's doing. It was a tiny little drop of paste. Hopefully it's not made much difference. So I've still got some grey left and some gold left. Normally I'm sort of scraping the bottom to try and get the colour out, but not using as much. My gold spreading, but again I'm not sure if it's going to be opaque or not. Right, here we go with the white. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do 4, same as the grey. And see how it looks. And I'm not going to know until I unmold it tomorrow, which is the really hard part. Oh, okay, there you go. 1, 2, 3. See, the whole surface is being covered. So if you put in too much colour, because when it spreads out like this, it's just too much colour in there. So I'll just do this. I'll do 6 of the gold background, 4 of the grey, 4 of the white, and cross our fingers that it's going to work, okay? Like I said, I'm going to swirl it anyway, and that's going to incorporate all those colours together. It's going to mix them. I am a bit concerned that I've put too much pigment in the white now, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to have to give that a minute now just to see what happens. I'm just wiping my spoon. Okay. Alrighty. Let me get my, look, this came in the mail yesterday. Isopropyl wipes, so it's hand wipes with the alcohol in it, so I don't have to use the baby wipes and then squirt them with alcohol. Just use those. Although they're quite thin. They're not very thick wipes. They're only thin, so I find I have to use 2. But it gets the resin off my gloves, and then if I get any resin on my skin, it gets that off that. All right, how's the white looking? It's looking good. It's looking good. Look at this. Look at the big white dot there. Look how much it's spread. See, that I don't think will drop, but we will test that. That's my test piece, so I'll swirl that. What's the time? 20 to 4 in the afternoon. So I'll come back at 20 to 5, maybe quarter to 5, somewhere, about an hour, and we'll swirl them, and we'll see what actually happens when the white is that light, I guess, because these ones the white is spreading. Really, really keen to see how this is going to work, whether or not that gold's going to stay on top or not. Can you see down here? I might have to bring you down. You see how the gold's floated over the top of the white. So yeah, I don't know. Just have to wait and see. Anyway, I'll bring you down so you can have a little close-up look at it. Just get my gloves off. And then, yeah, we'll come back in an hour, and hopefully the whole surface will be covered. You won't be able to see any little bits of mold. Round we go. See, look at the white. See how the gold's gone over the top of the white? So it's basically floated over the top of the white, which is what you want. I'm not sure what it's going to do. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't used a metallic pigment in these before, so I have no idea what it's going to do. But that was the test piece there. Look how big that white drop has got. See, I think that's too big to actually drop. I think it's just going to float. Instead of dropping down, it's just floated. You can see the difference. So anyway, I'll be back in an hour and we'll swirl these. So see you then. Time for a coffee. My alarm has just gone off. It's been 1 hour. Look, they've all covered over. Spread to the sides, which is good. Let me get my glove back on. And a piece of paper towel. And just going to swirl. Try and do something a little bit different in all of them. I'll use this one anyway because this is the one that white spread a lot. So I want to actually see, you know, just how different it is, if it is. Now you can see how that leaves a string. So it's ready. You can just do a little test on yours if you're not sure. If it leaves that little stringy piece, then it's ready. See, my resin has a working time of 45 minutes. Other resins might have an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. So it's going to be different depending on what resin you have. Maybe yours sets up really fast in half an hour. I don't know. So you're just going to have to just test it really. And see when it is that little sort of sticky tacky sort of a look, and then swirl it, clean off your stick. You will find that you'll get some bubbles, so you're going to have to torch afterwards because doing this is pulling air in. And if your mold is quite full, just be careful you don't swirl too much because you'll overflow, so just do it gently. I'm kind of touching the bottom of the mold just very gently. I'm not pushing too hard because I don't want to scratch my new mold that I just made. There's not much you can do with it. You go in circles or you can go up and down. There's not a lot you can do with it. What about a heart? No. What about little circles? Let's do little circles in this one. We go around that little nib. I don't know, they're all basically the same with the swirl. I don't want to do swirls like too much. See how that one goes. All right, I think we're done. Okay, so now is the time where you need to torch. I've got resin on my fingers. Should put both gloves on, shouldn't I? got a alcohol wipe here that I'll just clean my hand on. Actually, I can clean that glove and then I can take both. I can take that glove off now. It's clean. I can use it again tomorrow. Don't want to waste it. All right. So now is the time to torch. And can you see the bubbles? I'm going to actually just try and see what happens if I spray with my alcohol. Let's just spray from a distance because I don't want to go too close. Okay. That didn't do anything. Maybe if your resin's still quite thin, this would work, you know, if you're doing coasters straight away. But you saw how tacky that was. It's quite thick. So obviously the alcohol's not going to work as well. So I'm just going to go very gently with my little torch. Did you see those? Did you see those pop? So just go very carefully. Don't get too close to your mold. It's only a little tiny guy. So yeah, just be really, really, really careful because the flame, the silicone don't work well together and your resin will stick to your mold, and when you pull it off it will ruin it. So ruin your mold. You'll have to cut your resin out. So be really, really careful. I'd probably rather have a couple of little bubbles than a ruined mold, especially since I only just made it and it's the first time I'm using it. So I'm just going to wipe my hands again. I still feel a bit sticky. We'll leave it at that. I don't know whether it's going to work, you guys. We're just going to have to wait and see. This gold up here looks quite transparent to me. Like I think I can see through it, which I can see through it, but hopefully it will be opaque enough. There's some bubbles popping up here. I'm going to have to torch again. So torch, wait a few minutes, come back, torch again. Just be really careful. And yeah, we'll just that's where a bubble was. I'm just kind of breaking it up a little bit just in case it leaves like a dot. I don't know if it will. All right, so that's it for me today. I'm going to cover it up and put it to bed and check it in the morning. Oh, it's going to be a long 12 hours. All right, I'll see you in the morning. Wish me luck that they work. I hope so. Good morning. It's the next day and these have all set nice and hard. So I wonder what they're going to do. I have a feeling that they're not going to be as feathery as this one, which is what I was hoping for, but I'm hoping that we still get a little bit of feathering. Probably won't look like that though, but let's have a look and see how they've turned out. The thing with these being white, you can't peek, you can't turn them over and have a little sneaky peek. Not that I do anyway. I'll wait for you. Pop that out. Comes out nice and easily. Oh, look, I can see through it. Oh, wow. Okay. So that gold was really transparent. I'll have to see what I can do next time. Because I didn't want it transparent. Anyway, let's have a look. Oh, it's very pretty. It's very delicate. Look at that. We've got some feathering. More in the grey than the white. So the white, you know how I said it spread a lot? So you can see there on the top, it's trying to drop. It just wasn't quite heavy enough. But the grey is doing its thing. And the gold's not bad, is it? Like, it's still there. It's giving a sparkle. It's just not, it's not an opaque gold. Oh, okay, happy with that. Let's get them out. Look, I'm just going to get them all out quickly. Otherwise, I'm going to be here all morning, aren't I? Be here all day getting these babies out. I did a lot of them. If you've recently, well, from today, I guess, if you've recently bought one of my molds, I'll be sending you one of these little guys. because I don't know what else to do with them. You know, I'm still experimenting. So like, I don't want to sell them because I don't think they're quite there yet, but they are really pretty, aren't they? I do like that. I actually quite like the transparency, just with a bit of sparkle on them. All right, let's quickly look at all of them, hey? Oh, that one I did a different squiggle in. Actually, I might show you on a white background, hey? How about if I get, just fold up this little piece of paper towel, and I can just put that on my hand and show you what they look like on a white background. That'd probably be easier, wouldn't it? Is that one? That one's got pretty swirls in it too. They're all really pretty. How's the white background? Is it okay, or is that better? It's probably better. Because white on white. Probably need to get black out here. Alright, just that one. Oh, I like the design on that one. Sometimes I think I swirl too much. That one I've obviously just done one. That might have been the one where I did this like little heart. Less is more. Really pretty. What do you think of these that have only got the little tiny featherings? Oh, that one had a lot of swirling in it. Do you like the ones with lots of swirls? I mean, lots of... See, I'm trying to decide which way I want to go. Whether I want to do these little featherings, which stay at the top, which don't really drop very much. I don't know if you can see that. They kind of stay at the top. Or do you prefer these sorts of ones that have got the lots of feathering and a little bit heavier? Which do you prefer? See that one again, it's got lots of, it's heavier feathering, it's dropped more. Or do you just prefer the smaller feathering like this? This is another example of something more like the one I've just done with the little small featherings. Let me know in the comments below which you prefer, then I just know which way to sort of go. But look, you know, you try for one and you're going to get the other. I don't know if I can pick up the sparkle of the gold there. This gold's really pretty. Okay, there's that one. I'll get through them quickly. I can go and have a coffee. I just think I would have been happier if the gold was a little bit more opaque. That one's dropped really well. Maybe I put bigger blobs on. Drops, not blobs. Maybe I put bigger ones on those ones. Oh, that's the other swirl. Well, I sort of went up and down like that. Yeah, I don't like that as much. I don't know why. I just prefer the circular swirls. I think they look prettier. That one's done well too. Yeah, I think the ones, maybe that first one I showed you that didn't have very much droppage. Maybe I just didn't put my drops of white. Maybe my drops of white were quite small, so this one's better. Actually, it's pretty much perfect, I think. White could have dropped a little bit more. Nearly there, guys. 2 more to go. Really pretty. Wouldn't that look nice on a gold chain? Hey, what do you think about if I paint the edges in gold? Oh, maybe I'll try that. Shall we do one just quickly and see what it looks like? Let's do that. Let me go and grab my gold pen. Hang on 1 sec. I missed this one up the top here. Haven't done him. Pretty too. Probably got 3 greys there next to each other, or 2 greys. Need to kind of separate my colours a little bit. So I think this one, I don't know, either one of these are my favourites. Maybe this one. This one's got like 2 greys next to each other there, so maybe this one. So I've got my Deco Art, not my Deco Art, my Deco Colour pen, and Let's just, no, it's not going to want to focus because it wants to focus on what's on the back. Hang on, let me just cover that. There we go. Now will it focus? I think so. All right, let's just go around. If I can, on the top. Just a little bit. Don't want too much. There we go. Fix up that little bottom bit there. How's that? What do you think? I don't know that I'd do the sides because I actually quite like, oops, I'm getting gold paint on my hands. I actually like the fact that you can look through and see what's going on in there. But yeah, I actually quite like that. What do you think? I got gold on myself now. All right, well that was fun. Enjoyed that one. I think I might just reduce my alcohol, not me personally, in these. The grey was fine. I'm happy with the grey, but the white, I just think it needed maybe 2 drops less, and then it would have dropped the same as the grey there. So then I would have been 100% happy with it, instead of just 90% happy with it. So there we go. That's the difference between what they are with the gold and without the gold. So let me know, as I said, let me know in the comments down below. Do you like the gold on the edge? Do you like the bigger feathering or these little featherings? So, all right, I'm going to paint the rest of them gold. And yeah, really happy with my new mold. They turned out amazing and they're so shiny. Beautiful and shiny. I wonder if I can show you what's happened with the others. I'll have to find one. I'll do it later. I've got to go have a coffee. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you real soon for the next video, or try some new colours. I wouldn't mind trying a burgundy in with the gold and black. All right, I'll see you then. Bye for now.